Hey there, welcome back to CREO World. It's been a while, and some things have changed, presumably for the worse. Most importantly though, or rather first and foremost importantly, we have unlocked a little lift shortcut which allows us to go between the trains that go between the two areas that have entrances to the DLC. So that's nice. Not much use to us now, since we are stuck in R&D in the main game at the moment, but afterwards, we'll be able to use it to travel to and fro, which is nice. So Largo said that he has decoded whatever was on the black box, or at least cracked some information off of it. So, it's back to CREO World we go. And hey look, the more things change, the more they stay the same. We got robots running around, presumably trying to keep the park in order after the horrible, horrible things that happened last time we were here. And also, it seems somebody has been busy since we were gone, which is a little bit unnerving. Let's go see what Largo has to say first, why don't we?
The search and rescue team is currently hiring. Apply now.
It's very dark, the surge.
So, you're back, huh?
So did you find out more about what the hell is going on here?
I sure did. It confirmed what I thought. There was a huge surge through the network right before the controls on our chopper went out. I don't know yet what caused it, but I might find out more. In the meantime, there's another thing I need to ask you to do. Please, I need you to try and locate my team.
Okay.
Any idea where your team is?
I just picked up a distress beacon. It's Rodriguez, but nowhere near the chopper. It's coming from way down at the bottom of that sinkhole. If Rodriguez or any of the others are alive, you noticed the Firestarter roller coaster nearby, right? Well, just hop in, and I'll send it right down to no man's land. Just, maybe don't eat anything too heavy before the ride.
Okay.
Good luck out there.
Well, alright. I guess today we're going on a roller coaster ride. Yippee. So, CREO World has leveled up, let's say. I just redid all of my equipment and stuff, but, I think it's time for us to suit up. The Iron Mouse set is relatively unique in that it has no equipment weight usage. 0. It has no power consumption, which is great because it also has kind of crappy defenses. Pretty good physical defense, as I mentioned when we picked the thing up, but the elemental defense is literally 0, so we're gonna need to supplement our power consumption with more health or more tertiary equipment to help us balance things out a little bit. I've decided to use my drone a little bit more, so we are gonna stick on the drone power circuits so that it does more damage. It's nice and quaint. The Iron Mouse set pairs pretty well with this weapon that we picked up from Joe's little hideout, the Equalizer. It's a pretty cool hammer. It's got an infinite chain combo, which not a lot of weapons do. Pretty much, if a weapon is like a quote-unquote base weapon, it will have an infinite combo. Like the sword-looking weapon we picked up at the very start of the game has an infinite combo. The reinforced pipe has an infinite combo. And now the Equalizer has an infinite combo. Basically, you can just hit R1 until your stamina is exhausted, and Warren will just kind of keep on going. It's also nice to be able to smack these mascots around. It's always enjoyable. So the Iron Mouse set doesn't actually have a set bonus, which I guess is the trade-off of using it. It doesn't have anything that's super extra special about it, except that it comes as an entire set. You can't wear only parts of it, and it makes your fists and other impacts sound really beefy. You know, like a comic book hero. You know, come to think of it, I think it actually does do something to your drone, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. Sorry. So, we are about to ride the Firestarter. Twisted Firestarter. You know, considering the earthquake destroyed the structure, it is quite twisted at the moment. Also, more mascots running around than before, and they are getting a little bit upset and teleporty, which is pretty strange. But it's fine. They're pretty much the same. They're just a little bit angrier. You know, lack of guests, lack of people to entertain. I can understand that much. Greetings. Have you heard the good word about drone damage? It's pretty nice.
Hey, honey, look, it's not that I don't want a family vacation. If I could take you and Bobby to Hawaii, I would do it in a second. Well, it's just that, you see me in my rig. I mean, how would I fit on the plane? How would I look in a bathing suit, right? But there's another idea. They built this place here on the campus. It's a place for families. It's like an amusement park. Bobby will love it. I mean, it's amazing. They've got his favorite comic book mascots. They even have a roller coaster.
Bobby, you may remember, is the child who had his head cut off. So that's the other half of that fun little story. Let's forget about this horrible nightmare billboard, hacked by some mysterious source, and hop on a roller coaster.
Okay, give me a second to get this thing started.
Hang on to your britches, everybody. You're in for a wild ride. Probably would have been a little bit more exciting, you know, if the whole thing was operational. But you know what? I gotta give it points for creativity. I have never had a roller coaster try to slam me into a brick wall before.
Hi again. This is Chief Engineer Bloom. I've called before. I'm trying to reach the Central Safety Committee about the blueprints I sent over. I just want to reiterate the safety protocols we have in place at CREO World. Our megastructure support pillar is as solid as Fort Knox. 1,000 years, we'll all be dust and that thing will still be standing. Just let me know you got the specs, yeah? My job's kind of riding on this passing inspection.
About that, I don't know how well the inspection went, but I can safely say, this thing doesn't seem like it's quite up to safety protocols. And in fact, it seems to be leaking some kind of goop that has made the local drones a little bit agitated. You know, it's like in a zoo. You're not supposed to tap on the glass. Well, you're not supposed to put techno-gribblies in the drones here at CREO. Very different set of rules. It's a long way down, though, that's for sure. Very eerie down here. I like the ambience. And man, this goopy stuff is so solid, you can walk on it, and it's very unnerving. But hey, a leap of faith often gets you goodies in video games, so let's go poke our heads in this little area here. What? Wait. What? Hold on. Oh my. You're looking a little taller in this picture, Warren. Huh. Well. Seems Warren has been here before. At CREO World. Interesting development. Very interesting. I suppose if CREO is a household, well-known name, it would make sense for Warren and Elizabeth, whoever that is, to know about CREO's existence before he applied here. So, that's certainly something. Hello? Oh! Largo, I have a bad feeling about your search and rescue team. I have a feeling that search and rescue may have turned into seek and destroy of late. Sorry about that, buddy.
Not my whole team. Those guys have families. All they ever wanted was to help people. Man, I was really holding out hope some of them would be okay. Well, I guess that was stupid with everything going on out there. Look, if the rest of them are... if they try to kill you too, you do what you need to do. I just don't need to know about it, okay?
No problem, buddy. I'll spare you the gory details. Like how this guy got his head crushed with a rock,
Hello?
Lord of the Flies
Hello,
style.
Can anyone hear me? This is S&R Officer Rodriguez. Something's happening, something big. Our chopper went down. I don't know what hit it. It got real bad, real fast. We lost Largo and the ops. Helvig was injured. We left him at the crash site to look for help. Me, Eastwood, and Norbert, but something's wrong. They're acting crazy. Norbert grabbed a rock and started bashing himself in the head. I tried to stop him, but then Eastwood attacked me. He was trying to kill me. I didn't have a choice. It all happened so fast. Oh God, here comes Norbert.
You're
Yikes.
close to the rusty spring tower. Maybe you should check it out and see if you can get it going from down there.
Would be nice to have another shortcut. Seems that the standard CREO workers weren't the only people that got fried when the surge went down way back a couple of days ago. The surge is starting to seem like more and more of a recent event, isn't it? As we go. In fact, I'm starting to wonder just how long ago the surge actually happened. 'Cause you gotta wonder. I'll just take that. Picking up the search and rescue gear. The search and rescue gear is one of the, it's one of the more useful light armor sets. The light armor sets, in my opinion, are the best ones in the game, honestly. Like, it's really strange. Like, it really seems like the light armor sets are what this game is based around. And, like, all the heavy armor sets and all that stuff are just extra flavor on top. Because they're comparatively quite a bit less useful. What is useful, however, is the Spitfire Rod, which we picked up from defeating Big Sister in the last episode. Quite useful. I'm surprised he survived that. In fact, I don't know if I'm gonna get the body from this guy. I guess we'll see. These search and rescue guys are an interesting enemy. If you manage to knock them over, you can use their little their little portable back station thing to heal yourself. But if you back off, they can use it to heal instead. It's interesting. It encourages you to be like really, really aggressive when it comes to fighting them. And hey, look, because that guy healed himself, we got the ability to steal a corpse torso. Although I suppose it was a living torso until it was separated from his body. The SNR Falcon is pretty much a different version of the axe we already have, actually. It's not too unique. You know, the axe we've been using for the past episode or two, it's pretty much that. It's very strange. And hey, look, shortcut unlocked. Now we can use the elevator. You may recall at the end of the last trip to the DLC, this elevator went all the way down to the bottom and got stuck down here. Someone, we don't know who yet, called the elevator. Maybe we'll find out who it was. But now it's back to the top, so if we happen to bite it, we can use it to get back up. So that's nice. Or get back down, rather. Up, down, same thing. Hey, what the?
Please start by telling us your name, age, and what brought you to CREO World today.
My name is Elizabeth. How old? None of your business. And I got dragged here today by my boyfriend because...
Boyfriend?
I don't know. Why are we here, Warren?
We are here to revel in the wonders of CREO science. And because I want to meet Carbon Cat.
What do you love about CREO, and what do you most wish CREO would change?
Oh boy, I don't know. I got a great CREO dishwasher at home. And to change? How about you stop selling these stupid Super Mouse t-shirts?
Okay, that's enough.
Warren is willing to defend Iron Mouse even to his significant other. Speaking of which, his significant other! those few of you who wanted more backstory on Warren, you're getting it. Oh, this is one of my favorite things about the DLC. One of the core complaints of this game is that Warren is a little bit of a non-character. But hey, guess what? He ain't a non-character anymore, is he? They're letting you know the ins and outs of Warren's life. He was wearing that Iron Mouse shirt for a reason. And we'll get more too. We'll get more as we go along. So you might notice that the search and rescue guys are using a more advanced moveset than the standard enemies do. This is something interesting that they seem to have done to balance out the DLC, is that the enemies are a little bit faster, a little bit stronger than in the main game. The human enemies anyway, not the mascots. It seems that they're a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, because they kind of have to be because of the implants that we're getting. We certainly are getting our hands on a lot of stuff. In my opinion, a little bit too early on in the game. Makes the rest of it a little bit easier. But oh well. That's okay. We certainly could use the help in this section coming up here. Maybe an ominous bit of foreshadowing in the commentary, but I think you'll agree that maybe I was wrong, and all of these super-powered implants aren't such a bad thing. Another shortcut. Always appreciated. And a mascot. Well, we've taken out 1 million of these guys already. Oh. Oh! Oh no! Oh, that's a horrible creature. So, mascots can turn into that now. They've been taken over by something, and it's made them crazy. It's made them nuts! Oh, what a horrible monster. these things are not really even worth fighting. They're so strong, and they hit really hard, and their attacks go super all over the place. Oh, they're horrible. They're terrible, terrible beasties, and I'm glad that there aren't that many of them, because they're terrible. They're terrible. Oh! This thing's almond head split open like an almond. Yeah. Thankfully, they gave you pretty good tech scrap for bothering, but God! What a terrifying creature. So this little shortcut here leads back to the spring tower, so we don't need to go this way, but, you know, it's nice to have another shortcut open to us. DLC's got a nice, it's got a nice solid number. It's interesting. That's how they seem to have balanced out the increased difficulty of the enemies. Also, I guess I was wrong. We are taking the shortcut. I guess we're going back to the Ops Center, because, I don't think I really felt safe doing this area with one health injector. But yes, more frequent shortcuts seems to be how they balance this area out, which is very interesting. Because like I said, they're dumping health implants on us by the ton now, so if we want to have our health bar grow to inordinate lengths, we certainly can.
The search and rescue team is currently hiring. Apply now.
They struck a very weird balance with the DLC and Onward. I feel like it's integrated into the main game really well. I think they integrated it very nicely. However, the problem comes once you leave the DLC, I think, because there's so much equipment in this game. I mean, look at this crazy menu full of all kinds of different items. Like, sure, we can, like, filter them and all that stuff, but the game has still given us an absolute ton of equipment. So it's kind of hard. It's almost like they present you with too many choices that are too powerful. So we gotta customize our implants again. We're taking off the Iron Mouse set for a moment, because as you might have noticed, that area underneath the Rusty Spring Tower is full of toxic poison goop. So we have to nerf ourselves just a little bit. Thankfully, the Liquidator set is gonna come in handy again. Liquidator set is one of the more useful medium armors. I guess it's a medium armor. It's kind of like a combination, I suppose, but it certainly does serve a nice purpose. And plus, because the Iron Mouse set doesn't actually cost anything to wear, we can just take this off and put the Iron Mouse set back on whenever we need to. How nice is that? I figured I'd show off these other search and rescue weapons. The Falcon is it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool chopping tool. I'm still not quite sure what's special about it. Maybe the stats are different. Does a different type of damage than the other axe, but it's got the same moveset pretty much. Oh no! So hey, since we opened that shortcut, more of those guys are running around. Great. Wonderful. Those things, those horrible Gribbly mascots are gonna be running around now. Those aren't going to be a problem for the rest of the DLC. Let's hope that Largo keeps the doors locked, shall we? Oh. Camera had a hard time keeping up with that shortcut. Gotta make all the blood rush to your head going down that fast. I suppose the one downside of taking these shortcuts, or having so many shortcuts, is that if you take the shortcut when you're given the opportunity, all the enemies are gonna respawn. So, but then again, I guess that's I guess that can also be a good thing, because it means more tech scrap. I don't know. That's an interesting trade-off, actually. You trade having to fight the enemies again for getting more tech scrap, which I suppose is kind of the point of having incremental shortcut loopbacks like these games have, isn't it? We picked up the normal version of the Kingfisher. If you happen to miss getting Helvig's Kingfisher from the boss fight, there also is a non-unique version here that you can get. So these things are pretty much like any other enemy. That's not any other non-human enemy, rather. You can cripple their legs, like the security robots, which will kind of sort of gimp their movement a little bit. Like they don't seem to actually really mind getting their legs crippled all that much, but it does seem to do something. Maybe it makes them take more damage in that limb. I don't know. You can also target that tentacle hand. If you manage to reach it. It's easiest to shoot it with the drone, but if you manage to cut it off, it will still use the attacks, but you'll get a weapon for cutting it off, which is kind of neat. And you only have to cut it off of one. Like you don't have to like cut off every tail to get this special unique weapon. No, you just get it for cutting off one of them. I don't remember if I do it or not, actually. I very well might just ignore these things because I don't like fighting them. They throw me for a loop every time. And hey look, if you manage to sneak up on a search and rescue guy, you can use their back thing to heal. So that's kind of funny. Like you don't have to knock them over, but you also can. If you do manage to get a backstab on them and you use the thing to heal, it will shock them, which will stun them for longer. So that's kind of neat. It's kind of cool that there's a technical, like, combat advantage to that. This place certainly has seen better days. I couldn't tell you what the hell happened here to fill this place full of toxic goop, but whatever went down after the surge seems to have messed this place up significantly more than the rest of the facility. Like, if I had to guess, I would say that we're nearing ground zero, because this is a nightmare. Like, the entire earth split open and like made this place into a crater. So clearly, whatever happened here was far worse than whatever happened to the rest of the facility. Hopefully Largo will be able to enlighten us, but who knows, maybe we'll find out on our own. Oh, think I'm targeting the tail, maybe I'll get it, I don't know. Oh yeah, I picked up the coolant drone, so I can use that and I can slow enemies down. Unfortunately, it's not super useful on these things because all it really does is make the gigantic hitbox for their attacks last longer. But it was a nice thought anyway because they move pretty slow. Like, if any part of the enemy is touching the coolant, they'll get slowed down. I think the problem I'm having here is that there's quite a long time between attacks for these enemies, so I personally get a little bit overzealous and exhaust all my stamina attacking them. I think that's the problem that I personally have. So if you ever fight these horrible creatures, in the Surge or in real life, don't exhaust all your stamina, because it will potentially be a bad thing for you. I like the eerie music here. The Surge is interesting in that it is one of the only action RPGs in the style of Souls, quote unquote, that I've seen that uses ambient music in its levels. You don't see that a lot. I like these explosives. They're a nice little tactical thing. Like, you can also target them with your drone and shoot them, which will blow them up from afar. But some of them don't actually explode when you do that. Some of them some of them will turn into, like, proximity mines instead of blowing up, which makes them quite a bit more obnoxious. God. Well, this is freaky. I don't know what's going on with these hacked billboards, but they are starting to unnerve me a little bit. It sure would be nice if whatever had done this used a little bit less scary of a visage. I mean, you're in a theme park, you know? You could be a little bit more child-friendly looking and not give C. Jacobs nightmares. Although that face does look familiar, doesn't it? Like we've seen it somewhere before. Very strange. Hey! I'm trying to read lore. Get out of here. Get out of here. Can't you see that I am trying to get the backstory on the video game of The Surge? The video game that you're a part of, sir. Now what have we here? In a moment. I like that this area has patrolling enemies. It's a unique challenge. It's kind of neat. Nice change of pace.
One voicemail recovered from previous visit. CREO. Keeping your memories close to heart.
Are you crazy, Warren? Seriously, what the hell is wrong with you? You couldn't look me in the eye for months after the accident. And then you call to say you want to be a lumberjack? Okay, look, I get it. I was with you at that stupid CREO World show. To be able to walk again, I get it, I do. But to give your body over to that company, don't do this, Warren. CREO isn't the answer.
Holy shit. Huh. I bet you're regretting that decision right about now, Warren. Sorry to hear that, buddy.